What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
And Mal.
podcast, episode 63, Takeover Wednesdays. Hope everybody's having a good night. Uh, hope everybody's doing well, had a good work day, or if you're off today, hope you had a good day. We got a
Mhm.
lot to get into, a lot of things to speak on. So, without further ado, let's get to it. And we are back, Cris and Mal podcast, episode 63, Takeover Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good night, like I said before. Mal, what's going on, man?
Man, not much, man. Feeling good, bro. Excited to do the show. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Slow work week, you know what I'm saying? Kicked off
Mm-hmm.
today, my Monday. So,
Now
but
happy Monday, bro.
the calm before the storm next week.
Yeah. It's gonna be a busy one, man. We already got some tournaments coming out here already. Pac-12. Shout out to Bronny. They won today. You know what I mean? Go on play Arizona tomorrow. So should be a good game tomorrow. So
Shout out to the Lady Rebels, too. They won tonight.
Lady Rebels won tonight. Oh, Mountain West champs. Shout out to the ladies. You know what I mean? Doing big things. Hopefully the men can keep it going starting tomorrow. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's get into these topics, man.
let's
NFL
do it.
free agency was official today. If you're
Yeah.
not in the know, on Monday at what was it, like 9 a.m.
Mhm.
Pacific Standard Time. The legal tampering period was so you can negotiate, and we
Mhm.
spoke on that on Monday. But you can negotiate with a team can negotiate with a player, but they can't officially sign them and talk to them like they had to talk to their agent or whatever.
Mhm.
But today was the official days. So, you saw things popping up all over social media, people being officially announced. Kirk Cousins was announced.
Mhm.
Um, I know the Chiefs announced some of their signings. I know the Raiders, you announced the Christian Wilkins signing.
Yeah.
Um, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to know, who do you have as your winners and losers of free agency? Now, when we say this, this is on paper. We know that this doesn't guarantee that this team is going to make it to the playoffs or they're going to win the Super Bowl or whatever, because it's not one on paper. At the end of the day, these teams got to come together and mesh, coaching, and all that good stuff. So,
Right.
but as far as the signing and the fit, do you like it? Is a winner, loser? What do you feel?
I agree. Yeah, obviously they still got the draft and all that too. So,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get them off the board, man. I gotta get my team, your team off the board. I think overall we got the players that we really need to get.
Right.
We got Christian Wilkinson. You guys got to keep Chris Jones. Obviously, there are other holes that both teams I believe still need to fill. Like you guys still need to
Mhm.
get a receiver. I still think we need to get depth on the cornerback spot. We obviously need more O line help. We need to obviously still figure out the quarterback. So, but overall, I think with free agency, I think we both can agree that I think we're both kind of satisfied where our teams are at, as far, especially with the big names that we wanted to get.
Right.
Other winners, I thought the Eagles surprisingly did well. They got Bryce Huff, they got Saquon Barkley. I think those are going to be really good matchups. Now, obviously, with the loss of Fletcher Cox and Kelsey, it's going to be some big holes they got to fill. But I think for the
Mhm.
most part, their offensive line is still pretty solid. I
Mhm.
think they could probably find it's an old line heavy draft this year, so they probably should be able to find a center, maybe even
Mhm.
trade up if they really want to. I thought the biggest deal wasn't even Saquon. I thought it was Huff. I thought getting Huff was huge. I was not expecting that. I didn't know they had money available to
Right.
get him, but they keep finding loose change in their back pockets so they can get stuff. So I got to give it to the Eagles, man. I also gave it to the Packers too. I get
Yeah.
it. I was having a conversation with one of the guys that we work with, and he asked me the question: is Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs a wash? And I think it is to a degree. I just think they got a younger version. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like Josh Jacobs still has injury history, but he's a great back. He can catch out the backfield. He's a very explosive back, just like Aaron Jones. Um, he's good at finding the holes. I think he's the more powerful back amongst the two. Like he can get more yards after the carry with him. So I think that was a really good signing with him. If he can stay healthy, I think that's really good. I also like them getting McKinney. That was pretty huge getting him in safety, especially with his age. He's a young safety, bright safety. I was surprised the Giants didn't try to keep him, but obviously, they're trying to make some changes over there as well. And then I can keep going on, but I'm gonna end with the Falcons. I think it was very key for them to get Kirk Cousins. I get he's coming off the Achilles injury, but with that signing, and it seems like he's gonna be able to come back for the regular season, start off the regular season right. With them offensive weapons, man, it's gonna be. I'm really excited to see what they look like if Kirk Cousins can, do what I think he can do with the likes
Mhm.
of Drake London. I'm excited to see what Kyle Pitts looks like with a real quarterback. And then obviously, they need obviously it also helps Bijan Robinson being able to I think he's going to get more touches as well. So I think they could have one of the more explosive offenses if everything goes correctly, everybody can stay healthy, Kirk Cousins get back in the flow. So those are just some of my winners that I had. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. I got the Texans in there. I think they're over there trying to build up their defense.
100%. Yeah, I like
Um,
what they did.
they signed Eric Armstead. They got Danielle Hunter. That's a
Mhm,
good pat. He's a 13 and a half sack, 12 and a half sack guy to go with Will Anderson. So I think they're trying to build up their defensive line. I
mhm,
know they signed a corner. They got a corner. Who's the corner they got? I forgot the corner they got, but they got another corner over there to
mhm,
help out with Derek Stingley Jr. because that's what
mhm,
they really need.
mhm.
So I like some of the moves. Of course, they're probably going to need to get a running back to go. Oh, they traded for Joe Mixon. They
Yeah,
traded for
they
Joe
did.
Mixon, so that's a good pickup. I still think they'll probably get a running back in the draft to go behind him,
Mhm,
but getting Joe Mixon, that's good. He's a quality running back, probably an upgrade of what they had. No disrespect to Singletary, but he's an upgrade over Singletary. He could do it all, catch out of the backfield, run between the tackles. So, and that's something that they desperately need from last year. Um, I like the Bucks. I actually like what the Bucks did. You know what I'm saying? Bringing back the continuity. You know what I'm saying? They have a very good chance. I know, I'll speak on Atlanta in a minute. They still have a good chance to still repeat and win that division. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Bringing back Baker Mayfield, bringing back Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? And signing him and securing him as a Buccaneer for life. I think that's going to bring good morale with them. They're going to be motivated to come back and try to, make a push. They made it to the divisional round in the playoffs. So they're gonna be motivated, and I think they're gonna add some stuff. They brought back Devin White. You know what I'm saying? So I think they did some good signings over there. So I got the Buccaneers. And like I said, I like Atlanta. Getting Kirk Cousins. I know he's coming off a ACL tear, but I think he's an upgrade over Desmond Ritter. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? At the end of the day, like you said before, with Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, who hopefully they find out how to use him and get him
Absolutely.
more involved. They just got to add some more on that defensive side, and they'll be all right. I think they need to add a corner or two, maybe a pass rusher, and they'll be all right in Atlanta. And of course, you spoke on it. Raiders. I like the Christian Wilkinson pickup. I think he was the second best defensive line that was going to hit free agency behind Chris Jones. So that was a great pickup. That was a no brainer, I think.
Mhm.
Seeing how quick you guys signed him to a deal. And say what you want about Garner Minshew. I think he's a solid bridge to your franchise quarterback type
Yeah.
thing going on. Gardner Minshew can get you some wins in this. If you get the pieces around him, what you guys do, your offensive line is solid. You got Devontae Adams over there. You got what's the other
Jacoby
receiver?
Myers.
Jacoby Myers over there. You know what I'm saying?
That's,
Maybe you get a running back, you know what I'm saying, in the draft, you know what I'm saying, to replace Josh Jacobs. But I think in your defense, you guys are building the defense up. So I
mhm.
think you guys will be all right. You'll definitely be the only threat that we have in the AFC West. You know what I'm saying? That we'll be worried about, because I'm not worried about the Chargers or the Broncos.
No.
Um, and like I said, my Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? We got Chris Jones. We brought back Drew Tranquil because we knew we was going to lose Willie Gay, which I was surprised what Willie Gay signed for. I thought Willie
What
was
did he
going to
sign
get.
for? I didn't see what he signed
He
for.
only got like a 1 year, $5 million deal.
Where'd he go?
So he went to the Saints.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
went to the Saints,
Okay.
which
I
that's
didn't.
that he's going to be good over there. He's going to show out over there. Him, Tyron Matthew,
Mhm.
um, uh, uh, what's his name? Demaro Davis, I think his name is
Yeah.
Marcus Lattimore. Like
Marcus
they
Davenport. Yeah.
yeah
Lattimore.
they got some guys over there, so they'll be all right.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, Packers. I like what the Packers did too. Yeah, and Eagles is Saquon. I like the Saquon. I know Stan said he don't like the Saquon. He could have did was. I think Saquon is an upgrade over Swift. I like Swift. Don't get it twisted. And I like he's going to the Bears. The Bears are definitely gonna use him over there and whatever quarterback they got over there. But yeah, those are my winners, man.
Yeah, and
Who's
obviously,
your
I think. Sorry to cut you off, but I also think with Saquon's going to look a whole lot different because he actually has pieces around him that's not really. He's not going to be the focal point anymore.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you know, you couldn't only imagine how much better he's going to be with the Eagles.
yeah. Who are your losers, man?
Um, I think a couple of them should just be unanimous. I think Cowboys is that is crazy. They did not do. I know they signed who they signed, Eric
Yeah,
Kendricks, the
Kendricks.
linebacker
Yeah,
from the Chargers. They did sign
yeah,
him. I do like Kendricks, but
you do.
I do like Kendricks. If he can stay healthy, I think he'll be a good signing for them. I think they needed
Hmm.
middle linebacker help as well.
They did.
The Bills, you know, they had to lose a lot of pieces on that back end of the corners,
Mhm.
man. It's that team is not really going to look the same.
Mhm.
I still think there's a possibility Stephon Diggs won't be there. So
Mhm.
you know, we got to figure that out. I'm not a fan of anything the Panthers did. Me personally, I don't know what kind of direction they're going in. I'm not a fan of the Brian Burns trade. I don't know why they didn't try to keep him. Like, I think the number that he got is not that bad. And if you're gonna do a Brian Burns trade, why didn't you try to like do something where you could try to get T. Higgins? T. Higgins is out there. Try to test the market with Brandon Ayuk or something. Brian Burns would have been a nice pickup for both of those teams. You add in Brian Burns to that, then they possibly can make some other trades to try to fit him in the cap or whatever. Or even
Mhm.
Cincinnati. Cincinnati always needs help on the defensive end as well too. So I'm surprised they didn't try to do anything with their the Ravens. I'm not really a big fan of the Derrick Henry thing. I thought
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley should have went to the Ravens. If
Mhm.
anything, because I think Saquon brings out more explosiveness for them.
Mhm.
I get they do need running help, but Derrick Henry wouldn't have been the way I would have went with that team. I think the Ravens still need another receiver to help out. They lost Patrick Queen. I think that's going to be a huge loss with them in the middle. So that can affect their defense a little bit. So I'm not really a fan of anything that the Ravens did. The Vikings, I'm kind of, you lose Kirk Cousins. Now you're trying to tell me, now you now you're trying to tell
Sam
me
Darnold.
Sam Darnold is going to be rejuvenized and all that. I'm not buying it. I don't think Justin Jefferson is happy at all. I know he's kind of lobbying for Justin Fields. So that I think Justin Fields is a loser just based on no one wants him at this point, and I don't know where he's gonna go. So his trade
Mhm.
value is just not going well, and yeah. So those are just some of my losers.
Uh, yeah, I got Dallas. Same difference. I mean, yeah, Eric Kendricks is cool, but they're cap strapped because of Dak, and,
Yeah,
and they be figure out what they're gonna do with CD Lamb. Are they gonna pay him? They got Michael Parsons coming up. Like, yeah, they're gonna about to be in cap hell, and depending on how direction they go with Dak Prescott, that's gonna be a whole nother story.
mm-hmm.
I got the Dolphins, man. And,
Yep.
I don't really like what the Dolphins do. First of all, you lose one of your better pass rushers because You got Jalen Phillips. He's coming off of an ACL tear, so
Yeah.
you don't know when he's going to be back or back to form, or if he
Right.
gets back in form. So why wouldn't you just pay Christian Wilkins to stay there?
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Um, I don't know. The Poyer, it's okay. Yeah, he's
He can
getting
stay
older.
healthy. It's just a health thing, you know.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, that's a good sign. But other than that, I'm just not. I'm not inspired by some of the stuff I'm seeing from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Um, I'm with you with the Bills. They just lost so much, man, on the
Hmm.
defensive side, man, and hopefully they're not thinking they're gonna. And no disrespect, I'm glad he's alive and well, but if you're going into the season with Damar Hamlin as your safety, bro, it's gonna be all
It's
bad,
not gonna
man.
be good. Yeah.
It's gonna be all bad. You better pick up one of these safeties that's out here because there's a slew of them
Nah, for real, for
that
real.
got cut. The Broncos, they're losers just for the Russell Wilson situation. Like
Yeah.
they're
Hmm.
just, it's all bad for them. Chargers, they had to cut people. They had to cut
Yeah.
Mike Williams and
Hmm.
restructure Khalil Mack, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I still think they're gonna make one more move. I can see them getting rid of Joey Bosa.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm
I
just
think Seattle. You know what? I know I forgot to put Seattle too. You know, they lost Jordan Brooks, they lost Bobby Wagner. They really didn't add nobody on there to their team. So Jamal Adams is not there no more. So obviously they
and
got
look,
some youth on that team. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're gonna pick some people in the draft. But as far as free agency, I'm not really in. You can't really be too excited from what you've seen from the Seahawks as well.
and I got I just had the team in my head. Damn, I forgot. I forgot the other team.
Mm.
But no, Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah, I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Go ahead,
Look,
say it.
I like Calvin Ridley. I think he is a very good wide receiver, and I get it. You got a young quarterback on a rookie deal,
Right.
but bruh, you got the seventh pick. You could get Rome Yadunza right there and have him build up with Will Levis
For the
for years.
low. For the low. For the
You
low.
you already got a veteran and
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins that can help out Rome Yadunza, being kind of his like mentor.
Hmm.
What you need Calvin Ridley for?
Could have used that money for something else. Cornerback help, defensive line help,
Y'all need
offensive line help.
so much over there with Tennessee, and y'all spent that type. What was it? 5 years, 92 mil.
92, 50 million guaranteed. Yeah.
I wouldn't have paid that much. I don't care. We had $100 million in cap space. You better not spend that money on
Not
Calvin Ridley.
not to really, man. Not from what I've seen, man. Like he wasn't. We even talked about it, bro. He wasn't even the fourth best player on that offense, man. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like his numbers say otherwise, but if you watch the tape, man, he
Yeah,
wasn't. He really didn't. Most of them yardage, I feel like, were like garbage. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley can be nice. I get it. He just came off the years, so he gonna be a little rusty. He got to, it's hard. It's hard not being in the league. I think you got to stay in the league consistently. It's hard to take a whole year off and then try to come back and then try to get your bearings. It's gonna take you a year. It's like being on an injury. You know what I mean? A little bit. It's gonna take you a little bit. So I do expect Calvin Ridley to have a better year. Now that depends a lot on Will Levis's development. You know what I mean? So, but as far as from what you've seen, I wouldn't have paid the 50 million to Calvin Ridley. When I saw that deal, I was like, hey,
Hey,
whoever's your agent and Kirk Cousins, boy, they need to be in the Hall of Fame, bro. For
but
real.
here's the other thing. You didn't want to pay AJ Brown, but you want to pay Calvin Ridley?
That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense. It just ass backwards, bro. Ass backwards. It just shows you. I think free agency really just shows you excuse me, the teams that really know what direction they want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I feel like my Raiders were kind of like in this position where it's just like we got pieces, but it never made really sense why we got certain pieces. Now I feel like we're in the conversation of I feel like we know the direction that we're going to be in. We're not going to be the type of team to overpay. We're going to give you the money that I feel like the Raiders are going to give you the money that you're deserved if you're that type of player. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how you want to be. You want to pay the players that do deserve the bread, but at the same time, you don't want to overspend on somebody that it can really hurt you, a year or two down the line. You know what I mean?
exactly. Because you got to build the team. Like,
Absolutely.
Come on,
It's a
man.
puzzle. It's a puzzle, man. You got to get the, you got to fit the right numbers in the right spot. You know what I mean? In the right positions to, build the right team. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man. So, hey, man, shout out to free agency though, man. It's been popping off. I just need to get to hear that announcement. Hollywood Brown to the Chiefs. Come on, man. Hurry up.
it's yeah. I would definitely like to see Xavier and Howard get a deal with the Raiders. I think I would love that. So that's kind of the next thing I'm hoping. Obviously, there are more rumors going around the Raiders. As far as like a trade, I keep seeing it all across my timeline. So, we'll see if that ever comes about. So we'll see what's up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk a little Kanye West.
Yeah.
Now, it's been put out there that Kanye West is not putting he's gonna do another Vultures album, Vultures 2 with Ty
Hmm.
Dolla Sign.
Hmm.
The other one the other album is doing really well. Um he's not gonna put it on the streaming platforms because, these streaming platforms do be robbing these artists.
Yep.
And he's gonna put it on his website for $20. And
Hmm.
fans was kind of complaining about it. And so a fan even wrote Ty Dolla Sign, like, man, what I'm saying, lose out on so much money. He's like, nah, man, like, we'll actually make more money because we get to keep most of the money instead of some streaming platform breaking it down and giving us pennies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just for, a few streams. So
Right.
what are your thoughts on Vultures 2 not being on streaming platforms?
I think anybody who's complaining about paying $20 for an album, I have no sympathy for you, man. If Kanye wants to go ahead and do it, he's gonna sell. I totally understand. We come from the era of going to the store and buying CDs. CDs used to cost, $10 to $15, depending on if it was a deluxe or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think me and you understand it. I think $20 is not a bad price point for a CD. You had Nipsey Hussle back in the day selling CDs for over $100. You know what I mean? So I think more artists are gonna start going this route because of the whole problems with streaming, and you gotta have so many streams to even make $1 off an album. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised. I think $20 is very, very reasonable for this album. If you support Kanye West, if you love the Vultures, first Vultures album, I really enjoyed it. If Vultures 2 is gonna be $20, I'll spend the 20. If you really want to listen to the music, you don't have to pay for the music. That's just the way it used to be. So I think people have gotten so used to just having the free access to a lot of these albums. You got to pay the simple, $9.99 monthly fee, to get all the access to all these albums that you'll play, which I get it. I understand. It's cool. It's a cool, like, tool to have. Like, we didn't have those access to, the easy access to music like that. We actually had to go search it. We actually had to go find it. So,
Right.
but at the end of the day, I would never be mad at an artist that wants to make a dime out of their art, man. It's their art. If they wanna sell it, let them sell it. If you lucky he ain't trying to sell it for $500, you know what I mean? You're lucky he's not trying to do the whole, he had his old music box thing that he did where he sold, I think, Life of Pablo on, and I think that one was like $200. So spend the $20 if you love these artists, support them, man. You know what I mean? That's the only way they're gonna be able to make more music. If not, you're gonna get more AI artists. So Kanye at least deserves that for the amount of music he's dropped that's been very quality. To me, he's one of my favorite artists. I get, some of his views are, a little extreme that some people may not agree with, but the art is the art, man. So if you want it, you gotta pay for it. So
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm always gonna be pro artists trying to sell their albums on, get as much money as they can because this industry is shady, and they'll try to get you for all, they'll try to find ways not to give you all your money that you deserve. When you put together, music, it's art, you know what I'm saying? And, regardless if you're a fan of this certain artist or not, it's time consuming to get in there and write and make music and make beats and find the right stuff for the people to like, you know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
for these streaming platforms to come out here and, pretty much take the money and just give, like I say, give you pennies. You know what I'm saying? A couple pennies here, a couple pennies there. You know, I know these guys, the top artists make money, but still, they still getting take for their money too. So you know, I'm all for artists getting every penny that they can get.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
All right, man. Let's do a little pick or stick Justin Fields edition, because my man is out here getting devalued.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, it's a struggle right now.
They are trying to they didn't made this man a backup. They
Nah,
said
for real,
they didn't say my man is a backup now.
it's
Like,
crazy.
come on, man. Like a backup? Come on, man. So I'm gonna name some teams and names. And you
Okay,
tell me pick or stick.
okay.
I'm gonna start with your Raiders. Gardner Minshew with Justin Fields.
Hmm. I'm gonna go with Gardner. I'm gonna go with Minshew. I'm gonna go with Minshew just because in the fact of Gardner Minshew. I think talent wise, I think Justin Fields is way better than Gardner Minshew. I just think Gardner Minshew has shown more consistency throwing the ball. He's proven that he can win games. They came close to making the playoffs last year with Anthony Richardson going down. With Justin Fields, it's just the inconsistency for me. He, in his division alone, it's not like he's going against top tier defenses every week. You know what I mean? He came out strong. He has some. I think he finished pretty strong. But for right now, I'm gonna go with Gardner.
All right, let's go with the Giants and Daniel Jones.
I'm going Justin Fields. I'm going Justin Fields. I would definitely in that situation, I would definitely give Justin Fields a chance in that field, especially with his explosiveness, his arm strength. He'll definitely give you more explosive plays, more so than Daniel Jones. So I'm gonna go with Justin.
Tennessee Titans, Will Levis.
I'm going Justin Fields. I'm not a big Will Levis fan. I know he showed a little bit of a promise. You know what I mean? That's your boy. Will Levis. I'm sure you got him tatted on your back.
Hell
But
no.
I was just
That man
messing.
off the field.
No, I'm just messing. But no, I'm gonna go with Justin Fields, man. I just like his talent more than I do with Will Levis.
All right, let's go. Now he just got newly signed. Steelers, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields.
I'm gonna go with Russ, man. I know he's taken a lot of flack over his last couple years. But for the most part, Russell Wilson has, he has some decent numbers, man. You know what I mean? Minus that 1 year where it looked like a complete mess. Before Sean Payton got there, but I'm gonna go with Russ for right now.
All right, let's go with your old boy, Saints, Derek Carr.
Ugh. I'm going Justin Fields, man. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I don't know. Ever since Derek Carr broke his ankle, man, he just don't look the same. I think he's scaring in the pocket. At least with Justin Fields, he's gonna hang in there tough. He's more explosive. His arm strength is. I think they both got pretty good arm strength. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Justin, man. I know it's probably crazy, but I'm gonna go with Justin.
All right, let's go with the Cleveland Browns and the ever so controversial Deshaun Watson.
Damn, this is tough. This is tough. This is tough, boy. Damn.
Woo! It's getting spicy.
I gotta go with Justin, man. Deshaun hasn't really shown anything, man. I'm not impressed with anything I've seen with Watson. He's looked terrible. The offense looked way better when Flacco was there. So I'm gonna go with Fields, man. I'm gonna go with Fields.
Okay. Man, one nice here, Fields. Okay. Let's go up to Seattle. Seahawks, Geno Smith.
I'm gonna go Gino. I'm gonna go Gino. I'm gonna go Gino just because. Look, I know Gino's not the most consistent player, but I think he's more accurate with the football. He has some explosiveness with him, as far as like running out of the pocket and stuff like that. But I just like the way he throws the ball better. So I'm gonna go with Gino.
Let's go down to Miami and Tua.
I'm gonna go Tua. Again, he's not the most explosive player. I think both quarterbacks they get injured. You know what I mean? Justin Fields has had some injury problems. Tua obviously has had some injury problems. He was healthy for the most part last year, so that was really a good sign, especially with the head injuries. I'm glad he played pretty good. But Tua Tagovailoa is just a better thrower of the football. He's more accurate.
Let's go Vikings and Sam Darnold.
Oh no, I'm going Justin Fields, bro. I'm going Justin, man. Look, I know Sam Darnold. He didn't really have a great career with Carolina. Obviously, he went to San Francisco. He looked okay in certain aspects, but I'm gonna go with Justin, man. I just think he's just a better athlete.
All right. Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Okay.
We'll leave it there.
What about you, man? Any of my choices, would you have went the other way?
I would have went with Justin Fields over Geno Smith.
Okay.
I think I might be in the minority. I think I would still take Deshaun Watson over Justin.
You would still take Deshaun? That one was tough, man. Like, if you're going, look, with Deshaun, man, if Deshaun can get back to what he was in Houston, it's not even close. It's Deshaun Watson, easy.
Right.
But I have not seen that Deshaun Watson for 3 years. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this is his year, Deshaun. Like, if he can't do it this year, I think the Browns got to really start considering trying to figure out what to do.
I mean, damn sure got the weapons to do it.
He has no excuses, man.
You got a Marcus. They just traded for Jerry Judy, so
hopefully Nick Chubb
can get back. That's the question right there. That
and Juco, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and that defense is really good too. So it's no excuse.
Yeah. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, man. Let's talk about Nick Saban versus NILs.
Yeah.
Now, recently, they found a video of him talking about NIL deals. And he said something about all the things that I believed in for all these years, 50 years of coaching, no longer exist in college football.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was always about developing players. It was always about helping people be more successful in life. That's the reason why I always like college athletics more than NFL, is because you had the opportunity to develop. He said, I want their quality of life to be good. I think, as I said before, name, image, and likeness is a great opportunity for them to create a brand for themselves. I'm not against that at all. But to come up with some kind of system that still helps the development of young people, I think is paramount in the future of college athletes. I know he said something about his wife asking him, why are you still doing this? All these kids want his money. What do you feel about this whole Nick Saban situation?
I hear what Nick Saban is trying to say, but I think it's very contradictory to me. I think if as powerful as these coaches are in college football, you can always create that environment for development. I don't think the money would change that. I think right now with the NIL, I think you're just seeing up close and personal what college football has always been about for all these years. Mm-hmm. You know, they've been playing players underneath the system for a long time. It's just brought out to the light, you know? Yeah. So if you were able to do it then, why can't you do it now? I just think in the sense of, I think all these college coaches are in fear of not having that power just because you have certain players making a lot of money. I don't think they're still making the same tier as what these college coaches are making. These college coaches are making incredible amount of money. You know, like Nick Saban's deal was over $100 million. You know what I mean? So I don't see Caleb Williams getting that kind of money. Now, obviously, I think he's in the, tens of millions of dollars. Like, I could see him getting like 10, 13 million. But for the most part, no player is getting that. Um, so, and, some people think like, these NILs, a lot of these teams are going to be able to buy all these players and create these super teams. What the hell you think Alabama was all these years? What do you think Georgia is right now? What do you think Michigan was back in the day, or Ohio State, or USC, or Oregon? Like, come on, man, what are we talking about? As far as this whole fake, like outrage that, uh, coaches feel like they can't, you know, able to control these players. They feel like they can't develop these players. That's a personal problem. I think that's a more of you problem for the coach. I think if you're the right coach, as Dion is, I think Dion does the same thing. He pays his players, but at the same time they listen to him. They respect him as a man. They respect him as a coach. If a player can't respect you as a coach, then you shouldn't be coaching, or you're just in the wrong program. You know what I mean? If they respect you, no matter how much money they get paid, you can look at professional athletes. You know what I mean? All them players get paid, but if you don't think Patrick Mahomes don't respect Andy Reid and his work?
Yeah.
You don't think Andy Reid don't cuss out Patrick Mahomes? Didn't cuss out Tyreek Hill? Didn't cuss out Travis Kelce? You don't think he wasn't coaching them hard? You know what I mean? I'm like, what's the difference? All those players do it just fine. If you can't do it, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just, it makes no sense to me. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I think Nick Saban would be all right with still coaching. I think he still would be able to do the same things that he did 10 years ago that he can do now. You know what I mean? I just think I think he's more in fear of just having to deal with the pay for play situation. You know what I mean? I don't think he really wants to deal with that. I don't think he can say that he's happy for these players to get paid, but I think deep down, I don't think he really is. You know what I mean? Because it's just he can't have all the control that he used to. You know what I mean? He can't have. It's more of it's not even an even playing field, because some of these colleges make more. Some of these colleges have bigger booster money. You know what I mean? Like the Texas, like the Alabamas, like the Georgias. So, I just don't see the problem right now. You know what I mean? This is everything that college football has always been. It's just it's just in the light right now. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm never gonna feel sorry for a Power Five head coach complaining about NIL deals when the SEC was eating for years, man. Like, cut it out. Right? The Alabamas, the Georgias, they've been getting players, paying them under the table or whatever to get them to come to play. It's just now that it's out in the open, you're going to lose some 5-star recruits. They're going to go to Colorado because Colorado's going to pay them now. They can dish out the money and be out in the open. Before those type of schools couldn't, even though they're a Power 5 school too, but they couldn't do it because the penalty was more harsh for them. You know what I'm saying? When you're Nick Saban and you're winning championships, you get away with a lot more. So yeah, I'll never feel bad for these kids. I feel bad for these head coaches complaining about NIL deals. Now, yeah, maybe they should have put a system in place to, to filter it out a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. NCAA has been taking money from these kids for years. They've been making money hand over fist over college football. I think they do. I think they were worse than the NFL. At least the NFL, they paying these dudes $1 million contracts. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the contracts could be a little bit more ironclad, yeah, but at least these dudes are still making millions of dollars, and they're getting endorsements and all that stuff. They're not getting stuff taken away from them. For years, NCAA was taking stuff from guys, signing autographs, or they couldn't get their names in a video game, but yet NCAA is making money off the video game. That's why the video game got shut down, because the players was getting tired of y'all making money off their backs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all thought y'all was doing something by not putting their names on the back of the jersey, or putting their names in the video game or whatever. But yeah, I'm not feeling sorry for no head coach. Nick Saban, you won championships because you was paying players underneath the table. You was getting every 5-star recruit. You even, when it was all running backs, you got all the best running backs. And then when it switched over to wide receivers, you was getting all the best wide receivers. So I don't want to hear that. Now that Colorado and Texas and USC's and all them Florida State, whatever, they can pony up the money now and get these 5-star, 4-star recruits in their program. you gotta recruit harder now. It is what it is. The recruitment just got a little harder. It's on the even playing field now. Of course, teams are now teams or players are gonna want to go play for Dion now because he's cooler. I'd rather go play with him. He understands me. I can relate to Dion a little bit more. I can't really relate, even though Nick Saban is a great coach. He's the greatest college coach of all time. You can't take that away from him. But you're 72 years old now. You probably can't relate to these kids like a Dion can or a Lincoln Riley can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And some of these other younger coaches.
Mhm.
So it is what it is, man. I
And
mean, he retired for a reason because he didn't feel like doing that recruitment no more. Because he used to be easy to just go into a living room of a player and their parents and say, "Hi, I'm Nick Saban, and I want your kid to come to Alabama for sure." Cool, you know what I'm saying? So,
I just think he sounds like, no, I don't take disrespect. He just sounds like an old man just says, just get off my lawn. You know what I
mhm.
mean? He's so stuck in how it used to be. You got to adapt to the times. It just is what it is. Like, and people saying like they have a problem with the transfer portal because players can now leave now and go to other colleges and play the same year. I'm like, what's the difference between a college coach leaving in the middle of the night and going to another college? With thought, like, you literally recruited all these kids to come play for you, and then all of a sudden now you can switch a team without no penalty. You can switch a
Mhm.
team without having to sit out for a year. But
Mhm.
yet, if these players want to move towards you, they got to sit out a year and waste another year. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's just it just sounds like a total hypocrisy. You know what I mean? Like, you need to adapt to the times. Like, instead of talking about all the negative things that the NIL deal does, just talk about the positive. Now players in college can actually make some money. A lot of these players play sports because most of the time they want to try to, make it to the NFL so they can get their family out the hood, get their family out of a bad spot. Now they can make the money in college while getting their college degree for free, and yet send that money so their parents can pay their rent, pay off their house mortgage. They ain't got to worry about stuff. You know what I mean? Let's say all these players who don't get to make it to the NFL, at least they get some bread while they're making money for you and your college. You make hundreds of millions of dollars off these kids' backs
Mhm.
every single year. Like, what are we talking about? Let them have the opportunity to eat as well. Everybody makes, there's too much money out in this world for not allowing everybody to eat, to not allow everybody to get a little piece of bread off the table. Like, come on, man. This just sounds like greed. This just sounds like, you know, certain college coaches believe that all this money that boosters would normally give the money to them now goes to these athletes. So that's going to take money out of their pocket because now they're not going to get the raises that they normally do. You know why? Because these boosters now have to funnel some of that money to these players, and it's just the cost of business. You need to learn how to adapt, just the way it is. So learn to adapt or get out the way, and there'll be new, younger coaches that will do that you won't do. It's just the way it is. It's going to be a rotation. Get these old coaches out. If you don't want to get with the times, get out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. It's just I don't get it. All right, man. Let's go to the NBA, man. Will Tom Thibodeau Tibbs be the reason the Knicks don't make the playoffs? Now I'm gonna let you lay this one up.
So obviously, I'm gonna say this. With Tom Thibodeau, I think the Knicks have a really, really good team. I think they're missing at least one more big time scorer to help out with Jalen Brunson for them to be legitimate title contenders. I think they can sneak in and I think they can make some noise and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. The thing with Tibbs, though, is he has a problem of running his players into the ground, overplaying them, not sitting them out when they're up by 25 points, still playing them deep into the fourth quarter. You're starting to see some of that with the way certain like they had a problem with certain players just dropping like flies. I feel like it was like a couple weeks where Jalen Brunson went down, Josh Hart went down. You had the OG injury, DiVincenzo. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably the biggest fear with a lot of Knicks fans is they see the potential with this team when they're. I think even when they have OG, I think they're probably one of the best defensive teams. They haven't even gotten Mitchell Robinson back yet or Julius Randle. I think when they get them two back, I think they could be really, really dangerous to the likes of the to the Bucks and to the Celtics. So that's why I kind of think I really hope Thibodeau learns from his past mistakes, because a lot of people attribute Derrick Rose's injury to Tom Thibodeau running him into the ground. So, I think Knicks fans are just a little worried. But that's just something to watch out for with Tom Thibodeau.
What chance do you give them to make it to the finals? Eastern Conference Final.
Eastern Conference Finals, I give them like a good 35% chance. 35% chance. I think they really got a good shot. If they can get Julius Randle back healthy, there's not really a big timetable on him coming back. Hopefully he's able to come back beginning of April and get revved up. I think they're trying to get Mitchell Robinson back, who will be a big piece in the middle as far as defensively. He'll be able to play on Kristaps Porzingis. He'll be able to play on, Giannis in the post. It'll just help him out. And then Julius Randle obviously would be the big scorer that they need. Hopefully he just can stay consistent. He's had some problems in the playoffs where he hasn't been consistent. He gets a little moody at times, and he just seems like he's not really in the mood to play basketball. So hopefully with this long rest and him recovering off the shoulder injury, I think they really got a good shot if they all can get back on the court.
Do you think they have enough pieces to contest for a championship?
I think they're missing one big scorer. If they can get like a Donovan Mitchell, or if they could somehow pull off a big trade and get a big time player, I think that will put them over the top, where I can see them even being like real legitimate threats, even maybe possibly the favorites. But hey, I've seen crazier things, man. Miami Heat were able to make the NBA Finals off the team that they had last year. I think the Knicks team is way better than what the Heat have had. So I think it's a really good shot, man. It can surprise some teams. I think the Celtics might be a little bit overhyped to me. I think there's some holes in their game. I think you can see that. I think you're starting to see the same demons that they had last couple years in the playoffs. So, and then the Bucks, defensively, they're not really that good. So, I think the Knicks have a shot.
Oh, you said the Bucks are not that good?
I think defensively they're not good. I think they're a liability on the perimeter defense. I think with Dame and you don't have Drew no more. I think there's some liability right there.
Okay. We shall see.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk a little bit of Helldivers 2.
Mm-hmm.
Game that's sweeping the nation on PlayStation 5. Sorry, Xbox players.
PC2. PC2. That's on PC.
Yeah, they're on PC. Yeah. They've been doing some upgrades on there. They got the mech suits and atmosphere changes with the meteor and storms and all that stuff. And the bugs, on the bug side, and the robots on the animatron side. What are your thoughts on these upgrades? What do you think?
So I'm loving the mechs. Unfortunately, I really haven't got a chance to test it out because when I was playing a couple days ago, my homie decided to play on Hell Dive against the automatons, and that shit was like, man, that was a true suicide mission. It did not go over well. I was able to get in the mech, and I had all but 5 seconds to really enjoy the ride, but unfortunately, I was killed very, very fast. It seems like, I think we talked about it earlier today. It seems like it's a lot harder now. It's not like I'm not mad at it. I truly enjoyed just the difficulty levels on it. It just makes you want to play the game better because of just how much you want to keep playing the goddamn game. I think me and you have talked about it, where it's just like, you can't just play one. You got to play multiple of them. And it's not like you have certain missions where they might take like 15, 12 minutes and all that, but majority of the missions take like 40 minutes. Maybe it feels like even sometimes like an hour. You know what I mean? Because you look at the clock, you start at 11:30. Next thing you know, it's like 1 o'clock and you only done one mission. You finally finished it to give you stats and all that. But obviously, I think they got this new mission where they're trying to wipe out the bugs completely. I think they're trying to set up for if you see, they got a couple leaks where they got some new enemy types that are probably going to be coming here pretty soon. I think they got another update tomorrow where I think they're add in more DLC stuff like
War bond.
helmets, war bonds, and more equipment, more helmets, more stuff like that. I think new guns and stuff like that as well. Maybe even new stratagems. I'm truly enjoying it. I'm very excited to see where it goes. Obviously, I'm trying to hit level 20 right now. I'm like right there because I need the shield. You know what I mean? And then I need to get to level 25 to get to the mechs and all that stuff like that. But I'm still enjoying the game. I still think it's probably one of the more. It's definitely probably the funnest game I've played all year. And I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. Now, obviously, you see right here it says it's slowly becoming toxic. I think it's slowly becoming toxic because now you're starting to hear a lot of stories of people kicking out players because they don't have the right equipment that they prefer. Like if you have a group and you try to get in on a quick play match, or you try to go in to help, and if they don't like the equipment that you have, or you accidentally kill them, or you know what I mean, then they kick you out or whatever. Like me and you had, oh, not me and you, but me and my homie had an experience where we had a player join our game, and then he got a little upset. Some words were said. Got a little racial, a little bit. You know what I mean? So I like that was probably my first experience. Then I had another experience where I joined in, and they kicked me out of the group for some reason. I don't know why, but I think I was probably the best player out of all of them, minus maybe one. But for the most part, everybody was dying. So you're starting to see that a little bit more. So hopefully that trend doesn't continue to rise. I think with this game, for the most part, I've seen more people be more helpful and more inviting as far as like helping newer players, not getting. I feel like in this game, you're just going to die. I think there's going to be accident deaths where people accidentally kill you. It's just going to happen. I think this game is built on mayhem. You know what I mean? And I think that's the majority of the fun in it. You just don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And it's just going to be a complete fucking like war zone. You know what I mean? So, and that's just what happens in war, man. You might get accidentally killed by your boy. You know what I mean? But you're going to come back to life, man. It's not the end of the world, man. I've been killed by you. I've killed you. My homies I didn't got killed by my homies and vice versa. I didn't accidentally kill people. And I was like, oops, my bad. But then they get off. Like, it just happens. But overall, I think Helldivers 2 is in a great space. I'm just excited to see the develop of the game, the add-ons of the game, the DLCs of the game. Hopefully they add a big raid. I'm excited to see new weapons, new enemies, new missions. I'm excited about it all. What about you?
Yeah, man. I'm excited for everything, man. It has gotten harder, you know what I'm saying? It's great, especially on both sides. Bugs everywhere. It seems like it's more bugs, especially even on hard. It's still difficult. You on hell dive, I ain't even gonna go there. But
you gotta try that, bro. Go hell dive on Mevalon Creek, bro.
And if you're a new person who gets this game, I suggest to you roll with people on your level, because you'll probably avoid you getting kicked out of the group. That's why when I be searching and I see somebody with a 38, I ain't joining that because I already know how that's gonna go.
Maybe. But some of them are cool though. Some of them, I feel like most of them are
for the
cool.
most part. I mean, I've rolled with somebody who's 30 or 25, 26.
And they've been cool,
And they've been cool. You know what I'm saying? They just go in there and do it. I kind of follow them.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? So it's cool.
They got the better weapons, the better bombs, and all that stuff. I'm still trying to figure. I wanted the hell bomb. That hell bomb is the mother.
No, so I was going to ask you, what are your favorite stratagems? What are the ones you hate? What you know what I mean? Which ones do you like the most? And
I don't like none of the shotguns. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You don't like none of the shotguns. They're supposed to be the most powerful guns, especially the one with the explosive one.
Okay, maybe the explosive one is cool, but I like the laser one. I like the laser gun.
Okay.
I like that gun. Of course, any of the guard dogs are the best thing to have. Like, you had that guard dog, it's like a lifesaver.
It is. It
is a lifesaver, bro. Any of the optimals is good. You know what I'm saying? 350 millimeter, optimals, and any airstrikes. You know what I'm saying? Those are good. The supply bag, that's a good to have. You could throw some supplies to people or whatever. You ain't got to call one down. You got the backpack, you can throw it down. I got the big shield. You know what I'm saying? I got the little shield that just covers me up.
You got the big one. Okay, yeah, I haven't used that one yet.
Yeah, I used it a few times. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? You jump in, everybody can jump in and covers everybody up in that spot that you in. So that
Mhm.
works out. It's better on the robot side than it is on the bug side because I mean the bugs kind of
They just
like
come in. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's better because they're the automatrons is like shooting at you, so it'll
yeah.
just bounce off.
Hmm.
Um, so I like some of the upgrades. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm excited to see where they go with this game, man. I
Yeah.
am. I'm excited, man. And hey, man, it's good fun, people. So if you get the game, man, first you gotta get PlayStation 5 or PC.
Yeah. And please, can we buff up the ARs, man? Can we buff up the ARs, man? Please. The ARs are just not that good, man.
Then,
Not that
and
not
and the
that good
clip
at
would
all.
be like so short.
I know, man, for real.
Like you be damn, I
Gone.
gotta. I was like, damn, it's out already.
I know, man. I know, man.
And I
Yeah.
gotta call down the what's that called? The stagnant or whatever it's called, or the
Mhm.
machine gun. Now
Yeah.
that thing go.
Yeah,
You
I
shoot that.
like the auto cannon and the
That
Gatling
too.
guns and stuff. I just
Hmm.
obviously I got to get that one buff where it kind of helps the durability of those, because it's like when you get the charger, like the charger just runs right through them shits and them shits go out quick. So you got I think my problem is more so I got to place them right in better spots. You know what I mean? I think that's probably one of my problems is doing the placement on that. Um, Obviously I need to get the shield. I haven't tried the big shield that you've used. A lot of people say the EMS is really good for slowing down the enemies, like
Oh,
the
there's that
automatons
then
and
that
stuff like
that
that.
then that shocks. Yeah.
Yeah. They say it slows that down. So I've heard that helps a lot. I think the flamethrower got a buff that's really good on
Yeah.
chargers now.
Yeah.
So use that if you're going to get against the bugs on harder modes. Get the flamethrower, that works.
Mm.
Some people say the railgun still is pretty effective. I have not gotten the railgun yet, so
I've
I need to
used it.
get
It's pretty
that.
good.
I still haven't even gotten the auto cannon yet. I heard the auto cannon is still good. I heard the auto
Mhm.
cannon is good if you use it. So, um, you know, I'm just excited, man. I'll be itching to play sometimes. I might play when I get off for. I'm gonna try to play for like an hour. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be up 3 o'clock in the morning. Damn.
I know, right? I know.
All right, man. Let's go back to the NBA.
Okay.
Uh, Pros and cons to NBA contending teams. Well, I'm gonna let you lay this one out.
All right, so I just wrote obviously we're getting close to playoff season, man, end of the year. So, I got a couple teams that are supposedly in great condition to be title contenders, or they're in title contention as far as like the hype of the team. So, start off with Denver. I think the pros with Denver Nuggets are obviously, I think the Jokic Murray combo. I think it's one of the better 1-2 combos in the league. I think they're one of the best closing teams, and I think they probably have the best team chemistry out of all the teams. So I think that's really good. The cons, it may be the bench. I do like majority of bench players, but some of their bench players, they really haven't gotten really big minutes in the playoffs. Minus maybe like one or two of them. Like obviously you have Reggie Jackson coming off the bench. I think he's really key. But that might be the only thing. But there's not really too many flaws with the Denver Nuggets. With the Timberwolves, I think the cons are youth. Obviously the Karl Anthony Towns injury, him, being out for so long, and then him trying to rev back up. And obviously the inconsistencies of play. Like obviously you've seen kind of like the webs and flows of the Timberwolves, especially with their closing lineup, where they've had some difficulty. But obviously with the pros, I think they're a great link team. I think they could be one of the better defensive teams with Rudy Gobert there. Anthony Edwards is turned into a really great defender. And then I also love the Michael Conley being the point guard. I think he's able to get the offense flowing. When he's not on the floor, you kind of see the offense kind of stall out. But with Michael Conley on the floor, if he can stay healthy during the playoffs, I think that'll help him a lot. OKC, the cons is pretty much youth and size. They don't really have a big man to really help out Chet Holmgren. So when you play the likes of like the Lakers, which they've had trouble with, Denver, they actually have given Denver most of the trouble. I think they're 3-1 this year with Denver Nuggets. But overall, I think size with Jokic is still going to be a factor. But the pros, I also have youth just because of how youthful they are. They might go in just not thinking like, they might not know better in a sense, you know what I mean? Like they got a lot of great young talent, and I
Mhm.
don't think they're scared of anybody. Like obviously you got SGA. SGA is pretty good, and I think their depth. is one of the best in the league as well. The Clippers, my pros are obviously Ty Lue. I think Ty Lue is one of the top 2 coaches in the league, if not one. Talent wise, with obviously with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Zubac, they're deep. And then the cons, obviously, it's injury proneness. Obviously, you've seen Kawhi Leonard, he got hurt. Paul George has been kind of in and out of lineup. James Harden, Russell Westbrook has been currently out with a hand injury. And then obviously, playoff Harden. Are you going to get playoff Harden? Because we have seen playoff Harden, and it's not really a great look. Then with the Celtics, as I talked about earlier, I think with the pros, I think they have the best 6 players from top 6 in the league. Defensively, they can switch 1 through 5. But with the cons, I think coaching. There's still a lot of questions with Missoula. Their closing lineup and their closing plays. They do a lot of one-on-one ball, especially with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. The ball kind of sticks, so the ball doesn't really flow from side to side. So that really can affect with them. The Bucks, Damian Giannis is obviously the biggest pro with them. That 1-2 combo is pretty elite. But they do have problems with defense on the perimeter side, obviously injuries. And then they got to figure out the third scorer. Usually that would be Chris Middleton, but he's been going through a lot of injuries. So we don't really know kind of the consistencies that you're going to get from him, the kind of scoring that you're going to need from him to kind of take off the pressure of Dame and Giannis to be having to score 30 plus points with each of them. So you got that. The Knicks, deep roster, defense is one of the best, especially when they're healthy. And then Jalen Brunson closing. I think Jalen Brunson is one of the best closing guards in the league. With the ball in his hand, he's gonna get the bucket. But cons, we talked about it earlier. Tibbs running his players into the ground, causing injuries. That could be a problem. Heat coaching. Obviously, they got one of the better coaches. Playoff Jimmy. He always shows up in the playoffs. Cons, obviously, the inconsistency with scoring. And obviously health with that. And then lastly, I'm going to go with my Lakers. Obviously, the pros, I think their depth, if they're healthy, if they can get Gabe Vincent back, if they can get Vando back, I think it's really huge. I think we could be one of the better defensive players, but we do need Vando. Vando is really key because he's really a big play on defending the perimeter, like Jamal Murray. You saw it with John Morant last year. He's a big key. And then obviously Bron and AD, they've been healthy. We saw what Bron and AD can do in the playoffs. I think it's really huge. Cons, biggest cons is Darvin Terrace Ham. Darvin Terrace Ham. That is the biggest con of the Lakers right now. He is the worst coach I have seen. So Darvin Ham, it's going to be kind of tough getting over the Darvin Ham effect, But yeah, that's just the pros and cons for all the NBA contending teams for me.
So, since we're there, we're gonna stay right there with your Lakers.
Yeah.
New Lakers report confirmed disconnect with Darvin Ham and players. Now, tell me about this report.
So there was a report that came out. I think a lot of it had to stem with D'Angelo Russell's kind of like relationship with Darvin Ham. I think that was the biggest key point off the story. Because he kind of says in a sense that he couldn't build a relationship with Darvin Ham because of Dennis Schroeder last year in the playoffs, and that kind of, or just the season in general once he got to the team, and that kind of like just didn't go off well with building that relationship. Now, in hindsight, I do think last year Dennis Schroeder played really well. I think D'Lo was very inconsistent last year, especially in the playoffs. I think Dennis Schroeder was a great on-ball defender, which D'Lo is not. I think Schroeder was playing the better ball at the time. So in a sense, I kind of give Darvin Ham a little bit of a break on that situation because I would have went that route if you're a Lakers fan and you watched the game. D'Lo wasn't really playing that good, especially in the playoffs. Schroeder should have been in the game a little bit more. I understand that. But this year, obviously, with the report, it kind of showed kind of like the favoritism that Darvin Ham does with certain players based on maybe their past relationships, playing with former teams that he was coaching on. You kind of see it with the Lakers this year where a lot of people have been questioning certain lineup changes during the game, certain the way he's been substituting, who he's been starting. A lot of people haven't been in favor of Taurean Prince playing a lot because he really hasn't been playing well. lately. Him giving Cam Reddish more minutes than Rui, and we had a situation with D'Lo sitting out and stuff like that. Just when you're watching the game, it just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? So with this report, it kind of just showed the light, especially with the relationship between D'Lo and Darvin Ham. It kind of shows, like, to me, where maybe the relationship is getting a little bit better because Dennis Schroeder isn't there, but at the same time, I think D'Lo is really pretty much telling what every Laker fan has known, that Darvin Ham does not know what he's doing. That you kind of hear little remarks from like LeBron, AD throughout the season that the schemes may not be right, the substitutions haven't been right, certain he not killing off runs from other teams. You kind of seen that. So if you haven't read the report, I advise you to read the report if you're interested. If you're a Laker fan, just read it. You kind of get the insight on what's going on with the Lakers and just kind of like the relationships between certain players and Darvin Ham. And hopefully that, look, I never wish anybody getting fired, but it's not looking well for Darvin Ham right now. I don't think there's one Laker fan that is a Darvin Ham fan. So, read the report and take it for yourself.
Damn. You think he gets fired at the end of the year?
If I was a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid, that would be my wish.
Who do you want to coach your team, man?
Who do I want to coach our team?
Realistically, like, don't be saying no Tyronn Lue or nothing like that.
I don't think Tyronn Lue. I don't think Tyronn would coach, even if the possibility was there, just because of what happened. He should have been the coach originally, and if it wasn't for Jeannie Buss and certain other parts of the franchise getting involved and trying to dictate on who he should get on his coaching staff, I think he would be the coach now, and I think we'll be in a different situation. Honestly, that's a really good question. Obviously, you have the likes of Mike Budenholzer. I don't know if I would want Budenholzer. That is from the Darvin Ham. Like Mike Budenholzer, like Darvin Ham comes from that tree. I don't know. Obviously, some people had Doc Rivers there, but he's not there no more. I wouldn't mind maybe like Kenny Atkinson. You also have rumors of maybe, I think Mark Jackson. I think that's kind of a long shot. I think he's been kind of like ostracized from out the league, with certain situation. Maybe there could be a sleeper where there might be a coach who might be looking for change, maybe Steve Kerr, what I mean? Maybe there's a situation where Steve Kerr might be, he did obviously resign with the Warriors. I think he extended for 2 years. So obviously that's not going to happen, but you never know. Maybe he might get tired or burnt out. I don't know. It's a good question. I really got to think about it. I'll think about it and I'll come back to you on that, but I don't think.
Do you think that Darvin Ham is just not the right coach for the Lakers? Or do you think he's just a bad coach, period?
I think he's just a coach in training right now. I just don't think he has an idea of what he wants to do. I think with this Lakers team, with LeBron James, you gotta kind of get the most out of him at this particular time. I think you gotta get the most out of this team, just because this team is built around LeBron and AD. So I think you have to have a coach that just knows how to coach players like this. And I don't think Darvin Ham has it in him. I just don't think Darvin Ham has a clue on what he wants to do. He looks clueless out there. He looks like, there's certain aspects when you see a timeout where he's trying to draw up a play and people are just like, they're looking at this play like, what the hell is my man doing? You know what I mean? Like, they look so bamboozled. And it's just like, you see that every game, you know what I mean? You see this, it's like he doesn't get better. Like we're pretty much going through the same bullshit we went through last year. You don't see him progressing to be a better coach. Like he doesn't recognize his own faults and tries to get better at that. It's literally, we deal with the same issues over and over and over again. Whether it's he doesn't know how to kill the run of a team. His starting lineups makes no sense. Certain fives he has on the court makes no sense. Like I don't know, man. It's so hard to explain because it's pretty much idiotic. It's idiotic behavior. You know what I mean? Like it just really is. And if I had hair left to pull out, I swear to God I would. If I gotta fucking put some fucking hair growth on my head to pull it out, I would do that. You know what I mean? I would do that. If I could put water on my head and grow it out like a chia pet, I would, so I can fucking pull it out. This man drives me insane. I think I had to get my blood pressure checked because I watched him coach a game. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, if you're a Laker fan, you just
That
know.
bad?
You just know. If you're a Laker fan, you know. If anybody is a Laker fan watching right now, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Like, it's a fact.
Hey, shout out to the Lakers, man. All right, man. Let's go to a little serious matter.
Yeah.
What is this? Boeing airplanes?
So Boeing is a maker of planes in the United States of America. It's a big company. So Boeing has been having a lot of issues with their planes. Obviously, they're well known for these two crashes back in 2018 and 2019 that killed over 350 people. It's pretty much based on their new planes. So Boeing 737 MAX planes that have been involved in a lot of these issues. It's probably one of their best-selling planes within the company. So one of their MAX planes, it's a MAX 9 plane, had an incident on January 5th. If people are not familiar, I think people have seen the video of a plane that had like a big hole in the wall. It looked like one of the doors kind of blew open. It was on the Alaskan Airlines flight 1282. So it's pretty much taken off from Portland to Ontario, California. 10 minutes after takeoff, about 16,000 feet, the panel called a door plug fell off the plane, causing a big hole to appear in the beginning portions of the flight. So luckily, people were able, the flight was able to land. But the FAA, upon that incident, they ground all the MAX planes nationwide. About 170 planes. So you couldn't imagine if you had a flight and they had to ground those flights, all the kind of disruption it would cause as far as like you making your flight, crew members getting back home, stuff like that. So only two airlines use this plane model, Alaska and United. Alaskan has about 65 of these planes. United has about 79. With all these incidences with Boeing, with the crashes, and the incident with the hole in the plane, a lot of the airline CEOs are pretty much blaming Boeing. In the end of January, the FAA, they kind of limit the ramp up on production on these 737 MAX planes to kind of focus on safety. At the time of them kind of ramping up, they were pretty much making about 38 planes a month at the end of 2023. The hope was for them to get up to about 42 planes by the end of this year, and then kind of ramping up more in 2025. So pretty much the FAA still kind of clears the previous MAX 9s after the inspections, after the whole incident. So pretty much the newer models that they're trying to build right now, they're kind of limiting in that. But any MAX planes that are currently built right now, they're kind of letting them go. So in early February, Boeing came out with a statement saying during the incident that a supplier found 2 misdrilled holes on the MAX planes. So they had to rework about 50 planes that were on site that they were kind of building. So that kind of delayed the delivery. So it kind of added more fire on kind of like the quality control of how they build these planes, how they inspect these planes on their Boeing facilities. So now the National Transportation, they kind of did a preliminary report on the flight 12182 and the incident. So it doesn't give all the details, but it does give a snapshot on what happened. So the report says that there were 2 bolts, 2 pairs of bolts that were supposed to help hold the plug in place on the plane's body, but they weren't there. The bolts were there when they arrived to the Boeing facility in Washington. So pretty much what happened is there was a flag for damaged rivets. So to get to the rivets and to resolve that issue, they had to open up the door plug. So upon fixing the rivets and all that and putting it back together, they put it back together without the bolts on the Boeing. So that kind of puts even more light on Boeing and their kind of like quality control on how they fix the planes and all that. So it's just kind of like this big ordeal where Boeing, they're kind of like, they're not looking really good. They've had a lot of issues. Obviously, when, you come read about it, they still say it's still safe to fly. But I would advise people to watch what kind of plane you're flying on, because these 737 max planes are having a lot of issues. So just be kind of aware of what's going on. So they're going through a lot of Congress meetings and all that to trying to, and then FAA is getting involved as well to try to resolve these issues. So.
What's this about? Whistleblower against Boeing dies.
Oh yeah, so there's a whistleblower. His name was John Barrett. He used to work for Boeing, so he kind of was going on a deposition, pretty much giving evidence on like how the planes are built on low quality and stuff like that. And then just recently, he died supposedly of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So a lot of people are doing their whole conspiracy theories with that. But rest in peace to John Barrett, man. He was kind of showing light on what's going on with Boeing, man. So prayers out to him and his family. But it's not really looking too good for Boeing right now. So just keep your eyes on that. Research it. The research is there. Just keep an eye open. A lot of people are flying nowadays, so just be safe out there. You know what I mean? Just be aware.
Yeah, for sure. Can't be dying on no plane, man.
Nah.
All right, man. TikTok is getting banned, man.
Yeah, supposedly.
It says here, if you're a TikTok fanatic worried about how you're going to stay connected to the world after a bill that could ban the app passed the House of Representatives on today, Wednesday, don't panic just yet. For those just catching up, U.S. lawmakers have renewed efforts to crack down on TikTok over national security concerns related to its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. The bill will prohibit TikTok from U.S. app stores unless the social media platform is quickly spun off ByteDance. The bill called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Advisory Controlled Application Act. That is a hell of a long bill. Advanced out of the House Energy and Commerce Committee last week. On Wednesday, it was passed in the House with 352 affirmative votes and just 65 representatives dissenting. Many of the roughly 170 million Americans who use the app have raised concern that banning TikTok can mean doing away with a platform that represents much more. Yada, yada, yada. Well, basically, it's not banned yet because they want the Chinese parent company, ByteDance, to sell the company. So if they sell the company, they won't ban it because I guess they're worried that this Chinese company is using TikTok to get information from U.S. citizens and other things in the U.S. So, what are your thoughts on this TikTok? And they've been trying to ban TikTok for about the past few years. So,
I think it's more so not banning TikTok. I think it's more so trying to get rid of the company that owns TikTok because it's in it's a Chinese owned business that owns it. So I think a lot of people are more in fear of just kind of like the government dictating what they can use, because they believe that this bill might open the door for some situations like that where they can ban certain apps or certain maybe TV shows or whatever that they feel is not what's the right word, that doesn't go in the line of what the U.S. government's beliefs are or what they represent, type of situation, kind of more of like a dictatorship as far as like, taking control of what people can view and what people can use in a sense like that. So I think certain people have that kind of mindset to it. I can understand, you know what I mean? You see certain politicians that say that this bill was kind of written a little bit too fast, that they're trying to push this a little bit too quick. That a lot of research wasn't really done, a lot of proper steps weren't really taken of making this bill. So if that's the case, then I definitely side with that situation. I think something like this can be, if they're going that route of trying to like ban some stuff and it can go into other realms, and I think that's a problem. So I mean, we got to see. I don't think I still think it's hard to believe for them to ban TikTok, but we shall see. I think at the same time, I think there's more pressing things than worried about fucking TikTok at this point. I mean, we got we got so many problems in our side of the country that we need to worry about. We could go on and on about that, but I think I think the TikTok ban is ridiculous. I think they should worry about more important things in our society, like kind of like how our economy is going. How about that?
Yeah, man. I don't give a damn about no damn TikTok.
All right.
What is TikTok doing? I mean, it is toxic. Like, listen,
Yeah,
my
but
baby.
everything's toxic. I
It
mean,
is.
internet's toxic. It
Listen,
is what it
listen.
is.
My baby. Shout out to my baby. She's a big TikTok user. Go ahead and follow her, man. At Reese. Um, but she be in some of these lives, man, and boy, it be toxic,
Mm-hmm.
toxic. But y'all worry about some damn TikTok. Man, leave that damn. If you worry about TikTok, then you might as well worry about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter's worse.
Absolutely. Like we worry about TikTok, but we're not worried about gun violence. We're worried
That
about
too.
TikTok, but we're not worried about economy. We're worried about TikTok, but we're worried about inflation. We're not worried
Oh,
about inflation. We're worried about TikTok, but we're not worried about our debt. We're worried about TikTok, but we're not worried about student debt.
exactly.
Come on, man. We're about TikTok, but we're not worried about housing, homelessness, school teachers not getting paid.
But I'm saying, if you're gonna
Come on,
ban
man.
this social media, you go to Twitter.
Right. Right.
You scroll down a couple sites, and you might see some naked ass. Like
Right. You know what I mean?
I saw some disturbing shit last night. I didn't want to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I'm just saying, man, we could name so much more problems that we need to worry about.
yeah, man.
You know
There's a
what I
lot
mean?
more going on.
I get
Inflation, man.
we have an election coming up. Vote who you want to vote for at the end of the day, as long as you have good means behind it and your political party is doing stuff that you want them to do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be mad at anybody for voting who they want to vote for. You may disagree, you may agree. It's the part of this country. You have the right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. But our Congress is worrying about the wrong things in our society. Like TikTok is not the biggest problem that we have. I think we have so many more issues in America that we need to resolve and that we need to figure out. And if this is the route we're gonna go, I think us as people of this country, man, we gotta start standing up and holding these politicians more accountable and stop wasting our time, start wasting our money, our taxpayer money, because a lot of bullshit is going on in Washington that I think that needs to get resolved, and it's only going to happen if we all take a stand to it. So hopefully us as a society, as a nation, we can all at least, no matter what gender you are, what race you are, what sexual orientation you are, we can all at least stand up for that. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a black and white thing. I think it's a societal thing. You know what I mean? So, come on, man. Let's get this thing in the right direction.
Yeah, do better, government. Y'all worry about the wrong shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you ready for Aaron Rodgers to be the vice president?
At this rate, boy can't make it the 24 hours without some controversy. God damn. My man said some Sandy Hook bullshit. What's going on? What did he say? What did he say about Sandy Hook? That it wasn't real. He did the whole what's my man's thing.
Yeah.
Then he get who is that said that? Then he gets sued for over hundreds of millions of dollars.
I forgot who said something. I know there's a girl that used cocktail waitress. She used to work at Lift Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to say some controversial shit like that.
What did she say? You gonna put her on blast?
Like, I don't know her name, but I forgot her name. But she used to say that the Sandy Hook thing was controversial when they got the names of the people that still allowed them names were fake and da.
It's crazy.
Jewel will tell you. I don't mean to put him out there but Jewel will tell you about it.
I gotta ask her, bro. That's crazy, bro.
I don't know why. Tell you about it.
Look,
you ask him tomorrow.
I'm all for a good conspiracy theory because I always find that shit entertaining, whether you believe it or not. I think it's just entertaining shit. But come on, man, when we start, saying, people's deaths are a conspiracy theory, come on, man. Like, what are we doing, man? Come on, man. Well, y'all need to see the videotape of young kids getting murdered for y'all to believe that shit. That's what y'all want to see. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild out here, man.
Yo, did you on a lighter note, did you buy WWE 2K24?
Nah, I haven't bought it
You
yet.
still ain't bought it yet?
Mm-mm.
Have you,
All right.
you heard good things about it? I don't know. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking.
I heard good things about it. I
Mm-hmm.
heard some good things about it. Speaking of wrestling, my
Mm-hmm.
girl Sasha Banks, for those who watch WWE, but she debuted on AEW tonight, so
Oh, okay. I
she
didn't know she
came
went to
out.
AEW. She went to AEW.
Yeah, that was her debut tonight
Why she go? Why she go over there?
because she walked out on WWE. She didn't like the way things were going for the because her and Naomi, Jimmy Uso's wife, um, they were the tag team champions, but the way Vince was booking them was like they was doing single matches, and it's like we're tag team champions. Why are we not doing tag team matches? And you got to
Mm-hmm.
do these single matches, and the direction was just bad. Like I don't know what it is about the women's division, single or uh tag team. It's just like they don't really put they all into booking these girls, and yeah, they walked out. They quit from
So it's
WWE.
was this a more of a Vince McMahon thing?
Hmm.
So with Vince McMahon gone, you think she gonna come back?
No, not right now. I think because she left. She waited till her contract was expired, and she ended up going over to Japan and wrestle New Japan Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, doing or actually it's called Stardom. She went to Stardom
Mm-hmm.
in Japan, and she she was big out there. You know what I'm saying? They loved her out there, and she was doing her thing, but she ended up getting hurt.
Okay.
So she had to sit out the latter of 2023. She just now getting healthy, and it was big speculation that might come back to WWE, but she didn't. She didn't want to change her name back to Sasha Banks. She wanted to use her real name,
Okay.
Mercedes money. Her name's Mercedes for Carl or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she goes by Mercedes Money now, and she wanted to use that, which is understandable. But Triple H and them was like, "No, you got to use Sasha Banks." So she
Mm-hmm.
went with AEW, and Tony Khan got money, so he got long paper, so he ended up paying the bill, and they debuted her tonight in her own hometown, Boston. That's where she's from. So
You get a chance to watch it?
I saw some clips.
How did it look?
It looked good. She looked good. You know what I'm saying? And I like the direction that AEW is going. They're taking a new direction and
Mm-hmm.
getting back to good long term story booking. You know what I'm saying? For a minute there, my man Tony Khan was doing a lot of dream booking, little dream match booking, and it was like, yeah, it's a good match, but there ain't no storyline to this. It's just a bunch of dudes in the ring just wrestling. Like I
Right.
get
Right.
it, but there's no plot to this. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So now he's getting back to that. So hopefully, we get it going.
So let me ask you. I don't know what I've been seeing. Some things about David Benavidez being on the undercard for the Tank Davis fight. Have you seen that shit?
I saw that shit. I was like, why?
Why would like I don't understand that. do you think David
Maybe,
Benavidez would do that?
maybe I could see it because he's moving up in weight and he's not. Yes, he's a name, but he's not at the 175. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess the dude that he's fighting is not a household name type guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I could see him getting that look. You know what I'm saying? Be the co-main event. He go out there, beat up dude, get his name out there under the Tank. You know what I'm saying? The Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a bigger fighter. Let's just call it for what it is. Tank is more a bigger fighter than David Benavidez as far as name recognition. So
Mm-hmm.
I could see him doing that. Him moving up.
Yo, if that happened, man, I think that would be an amazing card. You know what I mean? No
Yeah,
matter who David Benavidez is fighting. So, you know what I
because
mean? I think
he's fighting a dude named Usyk something,
mm-hmm.
Oveskin Uskin or something like that. But if he beats him, it'll be a good look for him. So I can see it happen. I can see it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because people still, unless you're a boxing fan, people still don't know who David Benavidez is as far as a household name because he hasn't got that look. Look, he's got a look, but he ain't got the look that he's looking for with Canelo. Like if he beat Canelo, he'd be well known everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is, man. Well, hopefully, it happens.
Yeah. So I was listening on the the Bill Simmons podcast, and they kind of brought up a kind of like the stadium environment. I guess like the stadium kind of like what's the right word for it? Kind of like pretty much he was kind of like they're kind of like having a conversation based about like how like the stadium experience might change in a sense of like, let's say like you Chris go to a Chiefs game, right? And then you go to a Chiefs game, and you're a person that spends about $1,000 on tickets. You get great seats. You pay for beer. You pay for food. You pay for merchandise. So the next time you would go, they'll kind of treat it like how casinos treat players in a sense. Like they know they know you normally spend this amount of money to the point of where that, and next time they know, we're gonna send yo Chris, you send the mail, we'll give you 4 free tickets because we know you spend your hard-earned money, like a situation like that, you know what I mean? Or if they know like every game you get a beer, a pizza, a t-shirt, and then they already have it ready there waiting for you, or they deliver to you as in your seats, you know what I mean? Could you see a certain situation like that where stadiums get more personal as far as like knowing who's in their venues, kind of knowing like what you like to do in the venue, what you like to purchase in the venue, what you like to drink, and then if you spend a certain amount of money, you'll get like free tickets to the next game or free tickets to a particular game because they know you like going to a Raiders game, or you like going to that Raiders Chiefs game, or you like going to that Raiders Charger game. Certain situations like that.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I don't know that giving out free tickets like that.
Well, because it's kind of like in the sense of like they know you're gonna spend the extra like $500-$600. You know what I mean? To like, I think they can, obviously they want the ticket sales. You know what I mean? But if they know you're gonna spend, then it's kind of like the casinos. Like they'll give you the free room because they know you're gonna go to the nice dinner. They know you're gonna gamble a couple $1,000s or whatever it is that you got to do. You know what I mean? Kind of like in a situation like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
You think that would make you think that would get more people to go to games? You think that would get more people to spend more money?
I mean, the people that got money, yeah. Mm-hmm. People got money, they'll definitely spend the money, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the people who are in the the nosebleed section, I don't think that's going to affect them. You know what I'm saying? Right. They got a hard enough time paying for the tickets as it is. And then trying to pay for those high ass prices for the food and shit. Like, yeah, I don't see that happening. But for people who got money, you know what I'm saying? The mid level to the lower level, I can see that happening. I can see that happening. So.
Yeah, it was a good conversation to hear. Like, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It was on like one of his last couple episodes.
So one night, it's a little combo: Diggs, Adams, Jefferson. Who leaves first? Diggs.
Yeah. Diggs. I would go Diggs first. I would go Jefferson second, Adams third. Honestly,
I agree.
That'll be my order right here. I think in a sense, I think we're all kind of waiting on Diggs. I think we're all waiting on that Diggs situation to kind of like go left. I think there's just too much smoke over in Buffalo. I think they're kind of like in a rebuilding phase in a sense. Like obviously you do have Josh Allen, so you always will have that hope that he can overcome. But at the same time, I do think Josh Allen needs pieces to help him, be the player that he needs to be to, obviously, he's had great teams and has not been able to get over the hump with Patrick Mahomes. I think that's been his biggest issue. So we're kind of waiting on that. The Jefferson thing, I think if they don't get a quarterback in there soon, man, my man's gonna ask out, bro. I think with Adams, like I know people have been trying to get Devontae Adams out of Las Vegas for the last 2 years. I think he generally enjoys being in Las Vegas. I think he generally enjoys playing for Antonio Pierce. I think if Antonio Pierce was not there, I would probably have Adams probably 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? But I think with Antonio Pierce there, I think Adams ain't going anywhere. As long as they get a quarterback here soon, I think they'll be fine. But I think I think he has a lot of faith in what AP is doing. So I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. And Bengals fans, I'm gonna talk to y'all for a second. Y'all this nasty worker. Y'all think y'all gonna get Justin Jefferson? We y'all gonna get all this money from to pay for Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson? It
And
is
Joe
not
Burrow.
gonna.
That's not happening, bro.
It's
That's
not
crazy.
happening. You talking about Joe? Talking about get 2 first-round picks and T Higgins for Justin Jefferson? You might as well pay T Higgins.
I saw somebody say T Higgins, a first and a third for Justin Jefferson. I'm like, in what right mind? That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. Unless Joe Burrow takes the meanest pay cut of all time and Jamar Chase does not want to get paid. That's not gonna happen, bro.
No,
It's not happening, bro.
man. He's gonna
It's a pipe dream,
want
man.
to get paid. He's gonna want to get paid.
Let me ask you this. If Jefferson, all right, let me ask you, where does Diggs go and where does Jefferson go if they get traded?
Diggs goes to Dallas.
You got him going to Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
With what money?
They'll figure that out.
Who is Dallas getting rid of to pay Stephon Diggs?
They'll cut Cooks.
That ain't enough money.
They'll figure something out.
That ain't enough money.
They'll lower some. They know how to convert this money to make it work.
That just means Dak ain't gonna be there. Dak ain't gonna be there.
Or he goes to the Giants with Dayball.
Diggs?
Mm-hmm. He goes back to Dayball. Dayball knows how to use him.
What about Jefferson? What about Jefferson if he gets traded?
I don't know. It had to be a bad team with money.
Panthers?
Possibly. But they just traded for Deontay Johnson. I think they're going to go through the draft to get them a wide receiver. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It had to be a team with money, though. Maybe Washington. Maybe, yeah. I don't know who else, would he. I don't know where else he can go where he could fit.
I'll say this: if the trade was going to happen this year, I would say if I'm Arizona, I would consider trading the 4th round pick for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
If I was the Niners, I would consider trading Ayuk or Debo and some pieces for Justin Jefferson. If I was the Jets, I would consider trading for Justin Jefferson. If I was the Packers, it will never happen, but I would consider trading for Justin Jefferson. But the Vikings will never trade within the division. If we're looking at just AFC, if I was the Ravens, I would look high in hell water trying to get to Justin Jefferson. If the Chiefs can do it, it's a pipe dream. It will never happen, but I'll do it. If I was I love Devontae, but if we can get younger in the wide receiver position, I would do it. I would do it. That would never happen because Antonio Pierce wouldn't do that to Devontae, but you got to at least consider it just based on youth. If I was the Chargers, I know they ain't got no kind of money right now, but if I could create some money to get Justin Jefferson and pair it with Justin Herbert, I would do it. You know what I mean? I think there'll be a lot of teams that they would have to look at the receivers that they have and be like, could you upgrade Justin Jefferson? If I was the Eagles, are you taking Justin Jefferson or A.J. Brown? I'm taking Justin Jefferson. I'm taking Justin.
How much of a drop-off is A.J. Brown, though? Like, really?
I don't think it's close, bro. I think Justin Jefferson is light years better than A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown is pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good.
Like, I hear you, but it's just kind of like, I got other needs over here, man.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just talking. This is all hypotheticals, man. This is like Madden talk at the end of the day. None of this shit's going. If I'm Dallas, is CeeDee Lamb better than Justin Jefferson?
Now, see, that's different. That's a different conversation. Now we can have that conversation.
Answer the question then.
It's Justin Jefferson. We can have that conversation.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
if I'm Seattle, is DK Metcalf better than Justin Jefferson?
Hell no.
Okay. Is Mike Evans better than?
Look, you got DK. You got Tyler Lockett.
Right. Yeah. Is Mike Evans better than Justin Jefferson? Is Chris Olave better than Justin Jefferson?
No,
If I'm Houston, is Tank Dell better than Justin Jefferson?
him or Nico Collins. I'm trading both of them. Nigga, have them both.
Yeah, both of them. And Damian, and like the fall off of Damian Pierce is crazy. Damian Pierce was supposed to be the one. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah,
What
leg
happened to
injury
Damian
messed.
Pierce?
That leg injury messed him up.
Leg
He'll
injury.
probably be better. He might be better this year, but that leg injury messed him up. So,
I'm just saying.
did you hear about this gun law passed in Louisiana?
No, what passed?
So it says Louisiana currently allows for open carry of a handgun without a permit, except from areas designated as firearm free zones, so schools, courthouses, and military bases. But to carry a concealed weapon, the person must be 21 and have a concealed handgun permit. But basically, you can carry a gun without a permit as long as you ain't at a school, a courthouse, or a military base.
Oh well.
So
like,
you can go out to the club with the gun on you, the burner on you. Like, what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's not gonna end well. Good luck with that.
Parades and stuff. Like, yeah, it's bad.
Motherfuckers about to be shooting that shit in the air like they. Nah. Well, hey, good luck out there, man. You know what I mean?
Man,
Good
I'm
luck.
praying for you,
Stay
New
safe out
Orleans,
there.
Louisiana. Like, it's Baton Rouge. Don't be being crazy out there, y'all.
No, it is Louisiana, my guy. It's only yeah, that's not gonna happen. But
Yeah, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and land this thing. First off, gotta give a shout out to Bet USA, where the games begin. If you go to our Twitter page, we have a link in the pin section. You click on that link, and you'll get 120. You sign up, put in Bet 125 in the promo code, and you get 125% off your first deposit. That's 3 risk-free bets. All your first bets. So basketball, football, whatever you bet, you get 125% signing bonus. So go ahead and do that. Shout out to Bet USA, man. And also give a shout out to Glitch Energy.
Glitch Energy, man, they've been rocking with us for a minute. So shout out to Glitch. Glitch Energy drink offers a wide range of delicious flavors to suit everyone's taste preferences, whether you're into fruity flavors like Maui Punch, Cherry Bomb, Blue Smurf, or grenades. There's something for everyone. Glitch Energy Drink is not only great for gamers and workout warriors, but also for everyday people who simply need a boost of energy. It's a healthy choice that you can feel good about. You can find more information and purchase Glitch Energy Drink at glitchenergy.com. Again, that's glitchenergy.com. Remember to use the promo code Cris and Mal to get 10% off your purchases and start enjoying these great, delicious drinks, man. So use that promo code. Shout out to Glitch.
Shout out to Glitch. Okay. Whatever streaming platform they use or listen to the Cris and Mal podcast on, you can listen to it on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, whatever you listen to your podcast on. Cris and Mal podcast is on there. Also, if you're a first time watcher on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So on Mondays when we go live at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and when we do our lives at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays, you could jump in the live with us, could talk about the topics with us, just like one night was doing with us. Go ahead and, interact with us, you know what I'm saying? Because we want that interaction in these lives, man. We want to make this live as fun as we can make it.
Yeah.
And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use to do your social media stuff on, go ahead and follow us at Cris and Mal. We'll follow you back because, we just regular guys who like to talk sports, entertainment, life, you know what I'm saying? Anything. So give us feedback, give us critiques. Give us a question you want us to bring up, whether it be sports, entertainment, lifestyle stuff, or give us a topic. You got a topic you want us to bring up that you've been really wanting, somebody to speak on. Hit us up, man, and if we like the topic, we'll bring it up and we'll shout you out on the show for being a participant and sending us some some material to speak on in the podcast. So, because we want to give y'all the best content that we can give y'all that y'all want to listen to. So, go ahead, hit us up, man.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all night, wherever y'all at. Get some good sleep. Get ready for the work day tomorrow.
Mhm.
Or if you're off, whatever you're doing, y'all be safe this week. Don't be doing nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Be safe
Mhm.
out there. Protect yourself at all times. And until Monday, we go.